I'm Kaisa Tikk. I lead commercial sustainability in Maersk, which is a team that focuses on our customers, the cargo owners, but also freight forwarders, and helping them to decarbonize their logistics. Today we as Maersk have quite ambitious goals and targets, wanting to become net zero by 2040. And many of our customers are following or having even more ambitious goals. So there's definitely a lot that can be done together. That's what the team is there for, to support with.
Nice, nice. Do you have any success stories or positive outcomes of your involvement with Smart Freight Center?
Absolutely. Smart Trade Center has been also quite of a key organization in for the entire industry to set the direction, also set the standards, and I would say even most important, to really facilitate the collaborations and bring the relevant parties together. Yeah, again, throughout the years, this has really evolved and gained some speed, and Smart Trade Center definitely plays an important role accelerating that part.
Thank you. It's beautiful to see how this collaboration can develop also knowledge and innovative solutions. So
Absolutely.
it's great to see that concretely here at Smart for Week. What are the biggest milestones your company has achieved in reducing carbon emission across your supply chain?
I would maybe first of all highlight our ambition overall, and that we've set ourselves a target to become net zero by 2040. And as part of it, we were also the first shipping company who got the target actually approved by SBTi last year.
Okay.
So that on its own was the first big milestone. But in order to now maybe talk a little bit, what are the concrete actions that we are taking that we're also proud of? Then first, definitely the introduction of the low carbon methanol fleet, and also the fuel uptake agreements itself. So today we have 11 vessels already in the fleet being able to operate on low carbon methanol, as well as we've actually completed the first retrofit project as well, and have started to put in place the first uptake agreements also with the fuel producers. So that's definitely something that we are proud of. Second, also to mention the other modes, of course, on inland and inland decarbonization. We have today our own fleet, more than 100 electric vehicles in the US, for example, but also starting to engage either directly or through our suppliers in some other locations, as well as working with some of the suppliers also, for example, on sustainable aviation fuel, plus the terminals and the logistics sites, warehouses, electrification.
It's great to see this great impact from such an organization, a big organization, to see how also it's fostering a new narrative, no? Like the importance of, yes, decarbonizing their logistics, but also like sharing this with the rest of the world. So fostering a new narrative as well seems to be a key point.
Yeah.
And what innovative solution or partnership have been the most effective in cutting emission?
I would bring out maybe several. Actually, first of all, starting to get our cargo owners, our customers on board, and we do that today through our solutions to offer them the low emission transportation options. Eco delivery is the offering that we've been using throughout the number of years, starting from the ocean freight, but also then now expanding to the other modes, and that really helps to kickstart the decarbonization journey, the fuel switch or the alternative technology switch opportunity for many of the shippers. But also to highlight, again, as mentioned before, our journey towards using differentiated fuel mix and also introducing the low carbon methanol, then having the first partnerships in place to really produce the fuel. We have two particular partnerships with Goldwind and Longi, for example, and today we can also say that we have 50% of the fuel secured that will become available and is needed by the fleet size that we have in 2027.
Nice. Your role is definitely very effective in driving sustainability in this journey. Would you share a specific example of a collaboration with a customer that led to significant carbon reductions?
If I could say actually something here, then I will do. But I think it's important to recognize that we need to maybe also recognize not only the significance, but also really the opportunity to bring everybody on board. So we work, of course, globally across with more than 100,000 companies. And yeah, we see also an increase of interest from many of them in sustainability space, but many of these companies are very small. So so what is really important at this point is help to facilitate also the first step. But
And also then to influence all the others.
to influence all the others. But who can definitely also do it very well are the bigger brands. And there are definitely several we work with who are also really deliver that significant footprint reductions. One of the examples I could bring, for example, is Nestlé, who's also here, who we've worked with several years, and also many of our competitors too. And what Nestle really does is that, again, they very systematically work with many logistics service providers, also the ocean carriers, to decarbonize their emissions. And the collaboration that we've had on the ocean side has also led them to reduce more than 80% of their emissions actually across their shipments.
So we can say that we can get back to this collaboration, no, to drive this decarbonization journey. Like it's very important to collaborate, and then this way you can influence customers also on choosing the right way.
Yeah, I think at this point it's really important to really be that role model, but also showcase for the organizations who are maybe just starting again really how to get started, how to bring the entry barrier down,
And to provide the knowledge, also to share the knowledge.
and what the first step could be.
Okay, thank you. And beyond compliance, what motivates your company to lead in sustainable supply chain practices?
I would again highlight two things. First, the demand that we again see from the market, and then the questions that we get from our customers. Again, to
So
ensure
it is also an interesting topic for customers as well. There is demand also for driving more sustainable practices.
Absolutely. And our role jointly is how do we grow that demand? But we do see it as a differentiator and something that definitely also helps us to bring stronger ties in a business relationship. But the second of all, I would also mention our overall ambition to be the leader in the decarbonization space as an organization. And really, given our significance within the industry, also our footprint on its own, then the role that we need to play to also drive the change within the logistics ecosystem.
That's admirable. I think also it's fundamental for such a company to drive these sustainable practices. And how do you measure the real world impact of your decarbonization efforts, and what key metrics guide your strategy?
Our footprint today is actually almost double to the size of the country we are headquartered at in Denmark, which again sends really a strong signal that we have an important role to play. And we really need to take a responsibility to do something about it. If we talk about what do we exactly do to measure it, then again, as highlighted before, we have the SBTi targets and our own ambition towards the 2040. For 2030, we aim to reduce our emissions 35% on scope 1 and 2 and 22% in scope 3. And that's something that we use as a metrics also to track ourselves against. Then how we do this and what we look as a subset of it is, of course, practices around energy efficiency and how this can be driven, but as well as then the switch to the alternative fuels and technologies. And last but not least, I would of course also mention our customer uptake and demand and how that develops throughout the years.
So tracking this process, this journey is very important.
Absolutely.
So therefore, in this context, what ambitious goals have you set for the next 5 to 10 years, and what steps would be crucial in achieving them? You were mentioning before, so some of your targets.
Yes, and then again, I think that the targets will be guiding us very strongly towards the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah, till 2030, really do have only 5 years to go. In order to achieve the targets, there's indeed several quite crucial steps to determine. I would also say that the pace that this transition can take place and how fast can we really accelerate. One of the definite, I would say, differentiator would be the upcoming IMO regulation, particularly relevant for the shipping, and giving that direction how much the regulation will support closing the price gap. Because today the biggest challenge overall that is there for the adoption is that affordability challenge, and who will take the cost.
It's great to see how this can be sustainability can be a competitive advantage also for your company. So thank you very much for participating. It was a pleasure to have you here, and really hope we look forward, very much looking forward to collaborate together in the future to reach these targets.
Absolutely. And again, thank you to the Smart Trade Center. And yeah, we will also looking forward to continue the collaboration with directly with you, but also with the wider ecosystem.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you all in the future Smart Free Week as well, and that you will enjoy also the rest of this last day.
Thank you.
And
Thanks. Thank you again.